Welcome to acre number 9 in my 20 Acre Island Decorating Challenge. Hello lovely humans, this is Kat from Good Noodle Cozy Games. If you'd like to learn more about this challenge, I'll link my intro video below so you can get all the details. I'd love for you to play along. This is the blueprint for the challenge. Decorating order was chosen randomly. I'll be decorating the beaches separately after completing the acre that is right next to it. Today's acre doesn't have an adjacent beach. Let's spin for this acre's build theme and addition. So today we're building a cottagecore themed acre and including the Able sisters. This is the build plan for HodgePodge. You can see the completed acres checked off and our current acre circled in the middle of the map. Now we roll for the build level. Today our acre is going to be flat with no cliffs. Let's talk about this build. Cottagecore is the theme that was randomly selected for this acre. When I think of cottagecore, I think of a home, or in this case the Able sisters, kind of snuggled up in the middle of the forest. Lots of trees surrounding and a more neutral color palette. The first thing I do is place the pathing to separate the build into different areas. I use the in-game dark dirt to make an entrance mat, which I cover with a Floral custom coat. I use the same dirt to completely cover the ground behind and to each side of the Able sisters. I want these areas to have more of a deep woods vibe. The area at the bottom left is going to be a seating area. I put a rectangular patch of custom path to use as a base. I used my custom dirt pathing leading from the entrance of the acre. This connects to the path heading out of the Valentine acre to the right. It also branches off and goes to the top left where the deep woods is. I'm going to have a little gardening area at the bottom right, which I put a dirt patch down for. I usually do the majority of the build before putting the trees in. In this case, I'm doing the exact opposite. I place a bunch of full-size trees, mainly cedar, in the areas behind and to either side of the Able sisters. This creates the feeling of being in a forest. I also plant some medium and large trees in front to keep the woodsy feel without blocking out all of the decor. The concept behind this build, using the Able sisters as inspiration, is them having a clothing shop, obviously, but also having them create custom fabric. I focus on one custom design coat which has brown flowers with a buttery yellow background. I use this on the front mat, in the fabric creation area, and on a cushion that is for sale. Focusing first on the areas around the shop, I have part of the creation area for washing and drying the fabric. I place a shed and birdhouse among the trees in the back before placing a hammock for some relaxation time. I then fence in the entire back area. Now onto the areas in front of the shop. On the right, I make a shopping area. I use the barn siding code from the farming acre on a stall. I place this in front of a curtain partition and party lights. In addition to the stall, I use a hanging clothes rack and a horizontal organizer as display for clothing and accessories for sale. I also place mannequins to show clothing items. I finish it off with a crate and an antique cash register. For the actual fabric creating area, I start with a project table with a sewing machine and a sewing project. I use 2 kimono stands to display the cloth. One I use the flower code, and the other I use one of Sable's codes. I then customized a loom to make it look like they're weaving the flower fabric. I think that is such a cool option. I've never used a loom before. Bonus, it's interactive. The front left of the acre is where I've put the rectangular plot of dirt. This is where I make a seating area using log furniture. I accessorize with the fruit-infused water, which is one of my favorites, and put drinks and an afternoon tea set on the table. I chose to have a small gardening area where they can grow some vegetables and flowers, accessorized with stacked bags and potted starter plants. I used log stakes as fencing to enclose the front of the acre with another party light to emphasize the entrance. Finally, I plant a few bushes and flowers. I use a lot more flowers than I usually do. I'm going for an overgrown natural look. I limit the flowers to white and yellow hyacinths and white, yellow, and green mums. It's time for our final walkthrough. I like using the log stakes instead of a fence sometimes. It kind of creates a barrier, but it doesn't look quite so enclosed. I like this little shopping area over here. I'm really happy with how I've been able to connect the different acres so that it makes it look a little bit less square. The little path winds around into the Valentine area, and it also winds around to the back into where the western area is. This is our little relaxation area. It's very dense and woody in the back. And this is the washing and drying area, which is heading into the fabric creation area. I am really happy with being able to use the loom and also the kimonos. I've never used those before, and I didn't know that you could customize them. I really like how they turned out. I think that's a cute little shot in the front of the store. I like how the shopping area kind of extends over towards where the Able Sisters is. So it kind of makes it feel connected. This is the seating area up front. I chose to use Sable's fabric on the cushions of the long sofa because it seemed like there was an awful lot of the floral fabric. I'm really happy with how this acre turned out. I've never built a strictly cottagecore design. It's a little busier than usual, but in this case, I think it works. If you want to see how I place the pathing, I record each acre as you just watched it, plus a long play with no commentary so you can see the whole build come together. I release it the day after this one comes out. All custom codes I've used on this island will be listed in the description. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Let's make this a fun and safe space for everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.